I speak unto thee this day, and I say, beware, beware, beware the trap, the snare of resting upon your laurels of past accomplishments and thinking that the same is present this day. For I say that I, the living God, never called my people to set up in mementos. I never called my people to set up in nostalgia, but I say that I've called my people to continue to follow after me. That is, to continue to walk in the truth, the light that I provide, to be ever present, to be abiding in me. That is, I have called my people to come forth in what it is that I desire and require of them at the present time. I say you are living in a time when multitudes have strayed away from my way. I say they've gone a-whoring after the gods of the heathen, and yes, they are loving it so. That is, they are loving to take themselves in a way that I never intended, a way that I never ordained. And I say, while they are doing just that, they prove they are not worthy of me, because they will not continue in me. But I say instead they will drag up from the past what it is that they think they've done and try to pass by on the same. But I say that I, the living God, never called my people to live in such a mindset, to live in such a way, but I've called my people to be ever present in me. That is, I have called my people to be steadily continuing in the truth, the light that I offer unto them ever may gladden me. For I say, if it is me that you will continue to look to, if it is me that you will continue to follow after, you will see that I ever move thee onward in me. But I say, if you settle down to trust in what it is that you've already accomplished, already done, I say you make idols of the same and you do not worship me. Now I say there are those who are ever bringing up what it is that they think they've done in times past, but I say they do nothing for me at all. That is, in the present time they are backslidden in heart, they have turned aside and followed other lovers. That is, they have turned to the gods of the world, the gods of the heathen, and I say they are bowing unto them. Then I say, when it comes to me, they pull up some blast from the past, or so they imagine, and think they get by with the same. But I say that I, the living God, am interested in the state of being of my people in the present time, even now. That is it me that they are seeking to please, obey, and follow after, or have they departed to follow the gods of the heathen? I say, is it me that they are loving and actively serving, or have they settled to serve the god of self? For I say you are living in a time when multitudes, endless multitudes, have been taken in the worship of the god of self, and yes, they are loving it so. That is, they are loving to bow to the image of who and what they imagine they are, while their hearts are far from me. But I say that I, the living God, never called thee to bow to the god of self, but I say that I've called thee to be ever present, bowing unto me. That is, to be thankful that it is me that you can be serving, that it is me that you can obey and follow after. For I say, if it is me, the living God, that you keep your focus ever upon, you will be brought forth by me. And I say that you will be given the truth and the light, the strength and the mercy time and again, for I am the one who is ever present to give thee the same. But I say, if you have turned to the gods of the heathen, you have turned to lies, and I say that the same will convince you you are all right with me. But I say the truth of it is, if you've grown fat and flourishing over the past, I say you are not active or current in me. I say this day, do not seek to drag up what you've done or think you have done in times past, and think that the same is sufficient unto now. That is, you must be actively progressing in me even now in order to be counted worthy of me. I say, when you look upon the ones who are ever looking backward, what do they gain from the same? I say nothing, absolutely nothing at all, because they do not continue steadfast in the way. Now I say that oftentimes my people did just that unto me. I say they settled on past accomplishments and the fat of that. That is, they thought they had enough to get them through, but it was not true. For I say that the relationship unto me is not meant to be something of remembrance, but I say that it's meant to be current, that is actively going on now. For I say that you are not meant to be drawing up that which is already past tense and think that you can present it to me now, and it is acceptable unto me. For I say, if a righteous man will forsake his righteousness to go after the ways of the heathen, I say that he proves he is none of mine. That is, he proves he's a hard-headed fool who is stubborn and proud and determined to have his way. And I say, while he goes a-whoring from me and chases after vanity, I say, if he were to die in the same, that hell would be his reward. But I say that the man who keeps active and alert in me is found acceptable unto me. I say this day, be thankful that I, the living God, am the one who is ever present to guide thee forth in the truth, the light, the strength, the mercy of who I am. I say, be thankful that you do not need to go in the way of fools and likewise be overwhelmed. But I say you can be coming forth ever directed, corrected, and guided by me, for I am the one who is able. And I say you can be given the light always, for it is me, the living God, who is ever present, to instruct thee, direct thee, and guide thee forth in the same. Now I say that I, the living God, delight when my people will remain in a place of humility, that is, a place of right relationship with me, not getting proud and boasting and strutting on what they think that they have done, when really it was my mercy and my glory overshadowing them that caused them to accomplish anything at all. For I say, even when men will draw up their so-called accomplishments in me and present the same as trophies before me, I say they are utter fools. For I say they are not giving the glory unto me for what it is that has been done, but I say they are taking the glory unto themselves. Now I say, if you really consider that I, the living God, never called thee to glorify self, but I say that I've called thee to glorify me. That is, I have called thee to be thankful that it is me that you can be looking unto, that it is me that you can be serving and following after. I say that I've called thee to be ever purpose, directed and guided forth in the truth, the light, the strength, the mercy of who I am. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness and truth, the way of all blessedness and strength, and the way of mercy provided. I say, therefore, this day, why not consider that I give to thee the way that is my truth, the way that is my light, and the way that is my goodness. And I say, if you will be accepting of the way that I give thee, the way that I provide, and walking in the same, you will be kept actively alive in me. But I say, if you think you can find something and use the same as your prop when you do not stay alert in me, I say you are deceiving yourself. For I say that I, the living God, do not look to the past, but I look to the present to see if men are ever abiding in me. Now I say it is possible for a man who has lived in righteousness and truth, if he turns aside and takes up the way of self-promotion, takes up the way of indulgence, takes up the way of sin, to literally lose his soul. For I say, when he stands before me, he will not be able to say what it is that he did in times past, but what it is that he does right now. For I say that I, the living God, do judge a man on the day of his judgment according to what it is that he is current in. And I say, if he is current in sin and self-promotion and the indulgence of his fleshly lust, I say that the same will send him to hell. I say this day, do not think that you can behave as a rat, as a fool, as a mean cur and get by on me. That is, do not think that you can be hating your brothers and sisters and ever inflicting pain upon them through the verbalization of your anger and not pay for that. For I say, when you will indeed begin to grow abusive and accusatory and hateful, what do you prove? You prove you have departed from me and gone whoring after who and what you imagine you are, and I say you treat others badly in the same. That is, you are mistreating others that I do love, that serve me with gladness, and thinking you are better than they are. And I say all the while you hold to some image of yourself that is not currently true at all. I say it is like the man who is grown fat and ugly and hideous to look upon, and maintains a photo of himself in his youth, then thinks that he's still as young and flashing and smiling and happy as he was in those days, when really he is a man who has grown bitter and old and angry and accusatory and is vile on every hand. I say this day, consider that you can indeed do the same in the spirit towards me. and likewise towards your brothers and sisters, ever despising them. I say that I do not call thee to such a trap, a snare, while you hold an image of yourself that is no longer true. But I say that I call thee to keep actively alert and alive in me, that you can be making progress in me. That is, not holding to some past image, but rather holding to me as the author and the finisher, the beginning and the end, the one who does bring me forth. For I say, if you will stay alive in me, if you will stay active in me, I say you can be vibrant in me always. But I say, if you think you can open a scrapbook and pull out a photo of remembrance of former days, and I, the living God, am impressed with the same, it is not true. For I say that I look to the man, I look to the woman who is staying current with me, and they are the ones acceptable unto me. I say this day, be glad that I, the living God, do give thee the privilege to walk uprightly. Be glad that I give thee the privilege to come forth in the truth, the light, the strength of who I am. And I say, be thankful that when you look to me, you are looking to the life that is found in me. I say, when you look to me, you are looking to the truth, the purpose, and the plan that I, the living God, do intend. And I say, you will be strengthened always. For I say that I, the living God, never called my people to be overwhelmed, encumbered, and taken down because they have departed from me. But I say that I've intended that my people would be appreciative of the truth, the light, the mercy, the strength that I provide day by day, ever thirsting after me. For I say, when you will indeed prove to be vessels of honor unto me, I say you will allow yourselves to be poured through by me. That is, you will be honorable enough that I, the living God, will put my truth and my light upon thee and through thee, that you can be giving of the same. But I say, when you think you can store up a little treasure of who and what you once were, and that is sufficient, you are living in a fool's paradise. For I say that I, the living God, do not look to what a man once was, but I look to what is he now. For I say that it is by the current that you shall be judged. It is by the display that you put forth now that you are measured. I say, therefore, this day do not throw in the towel and give up, and let yourself be a cankered fool. That is, do not turn into a vile critter because you feel sorry for yourself. But I say, instead, continue to put self to death, that is, mortify the same, that you can come forth in me. And I say, continue to seek for the utmost, that is, the way that I desire my own to come forth. For I say, you are meant to be giving your all unto me, not once in your life, but always. And I say, you are meant to be striving to gain the prize, no matter what age you are. For I say that I, the living God, do not have provision for retirees in this war. But I say that I have provision for those who will be continually allowing themselves to be replenished, refired by me. I say this day, be thankful, ever thankful, for the truth, the light, the strength, the mercy that I provide. And I say, be thankful that you can indeed be purposed always in the truth, the light, the strength, the blessedness of who I am. For I say, it is me, the living God, who is righteousness and truth, blessedness, strength, and the mercy intended for thee. Therefore I say, be coming forth ever thankful that you can indeed stay alive, alert in me, that you can indeed be current in me. And I say, do not look backwards, but look forwards unto the way that I give thee, and come forth ever rejoicing in me. And I say, be thankful that it is me, the living God, who will indeed give unto thee all that you need to continue steadfast in the way that I provide. I say, give thanks and praise.